Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into Jungkook and his missing tattoo that we have recently seen. ARMYs are confused and definitely want to know more. I want to get into what happened and what is going on with that. I also want to get into alleged legal complaints with several companies involving BTS and the new BTS law. This is definitely something that is interesting and actually might result in a change in the law altogether. We shall see. So grab your dumpling tea spilling mug merch and let's get into the tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. Any of you are a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to get into is Jungkook and his apparent missing tattoos. Now if you aren't aware, Jungkook has a full arm tattoo on his right arm, and I believe it's his right fingers as well. His fingers has various tattoos like ARMYs written out, and the letters are written out in a way that represents all of the members. So Jungkook's A in ARMY doesn't exactly close there in the middle, and this is because it can also represent V or Taeyang. Then RM represents RM, the Y, Yoongi, and then the J there on top, which represents J-Hope, Jimin, and Jin, and even himself. Jungkook also has a full arm tattoo. This is where his biceps are and all that. This is all hidden, and we honestly have no idea what his full arm actually looks like right now, and if he's actually shown all of the tattoos. We also speculate what it is, like he has a lily tattoo and an actual tiger, I think, too. Now, the tattoos that ARMYs see the most, because it's on his hand. He has several tattoos on his hand, like dates, or purple heart, or BTS ARMY symbol, but we notice the ARMY letters first. These are tattoos ARMYs hold dear when we see Jungkook because it's all of us together. And it's no doubt that ARMYs mean a lot to Jungkook since he got them tattooed. I remember talking to someone who worked for a big media company. I won't say who, but he mentioned when celebrities like BTS say they love ARMYs, it's just BS. And it's not true. I just disagree wholeheartedly. BTS clearly loves ARMYs, just due to the fact that they would not be able to have a job if it weren't for the support. It's not possible. They can't host concerts if no one shows up. Of course, they notice ARMYs. They interact with ARMYs on social media, and this Jungkook tattoo is also a big example. Now, if you aren't aware, in Korean broadcasts, tattoos are a big no-no. Now, I'm not exactly sure why, because what's the difference seeing your parents with a tattoo, or seeing your friend, or even that person walking down the street with a tattoo, versus a celebrity on TV? If you're someone who is squeamish and doesn't like tattoos, I don't think seeing Jungkook with one will encourage you to get one. And if Koreans are thinking, well, it's a bad influence on my 12-year-old kid, well, at least in America, you can't get a tattoo at 12. You gotta be 18. In which case, you're 18. You can make your own informed decision on whether you want to get one or not. And at that point, it's not really the parent's decision. So in this ad, as you can probably guess, the tattoos were removed. They were either removed with makeup or they were edited out in the video. Now, I understand why, because this ad wasn't specifically made to be marketed in Korea, right? Or am I wrong? Like the ad only aired in Korea? Because I saw the commercials online, I think. But I also think the tattoo would have driven more people to buy, specifically more ARMYs, because they saw their name there. I just don't understand why Jungkook can't have his tattoo shown when there's literally celebrities on TV with their tattoo shown. There were definitely some people who were confused by where the tattoo went and thought it was removed, but it seems like it was just makeup or editing. I almost feel like it could be insulting to remove that specific tattoo, which is ARMYs spelled out, because it was dedicated for ARMYs. Also, the products are dedicated to ARMYs too, but it is what it is. I understand the regulations, and obviously you want to make a global commercial that is appealing everywhere, right? Like the commercial can't violate any laws or anything like that somewhere else, as it would limit the customer base, so I get it. But I definitely wanted to talk about this. There were some people on the Tweetster that were confused. One person said, where's Jungkook's hand tattoo? Or can he detach it and get a new clean sleeve? Yeah, sometimes Jungkook has the ability to just remove his arm. He's like, I don't need this one today. Put that in the closet. Get my other arm that's more Korean TV friendly. I would know as his hubby, obviously. Jungkook has many arms. Joking aside, very weird to see him without any tattoos lately. I hope Korean becomes used to tattoos eventually, and these dumb censorings can stop. It's unnecessary. And I think it further perpetuates and make people agree that idols should not be allowed to do anything. So many idols have tattoos too, and date, and do very normal things, but it's considered indecent. I suppose it's the same, as we aren't allowed to hear curses on the radio. As Jin is about to enroll in the military, which is something that ARMYs are freaking out about, one thing that I was corrected on in my last video, that is, even though Jin's age is 28 in American years, he is 29 in Korean years. That hasn't occurred to me, but that doesn't make sense to me, because then that means his birthday happened December 4th, last year, 2020. He was turning 29 Korean years in 2020, meaning he was 28 before that. So then he should have been asked to enlist back in 2019 when he was 27 turning 28. Does that make sense? But he wasn't asked. And then when 2020 happened and his birthday was approaching, the BTS law passed. and he turned 28 and was allowed postponement because the normal enlistment age is 18 to 28, not 18 to 29. I don't know, obviously I'm confused. I don't think he would need to enlist by the end of this year when he turns 30 Korean years because he would still be 29 American years. That's my opinion. Again, this is a place of debate. Just let me know. Confusing stuff, I know. But as expected, a law like that, which excuses particularly just one group right now, is obviously going to cause some backlash or some other companies having something to say because they feel it's unfair that their idol in their label has to quit to go to the military. Now, aside from the small backlash BTS got when the law passed because people thought it was unfair, they had other companies feeling it's unfair. So allegedly it was reported by Korea Jong-an Daily, which is a newspaper associated with the New York Times. Basically, they said the Korean Music Content Association, which I think oversees all of the labels, like they're in association with the Ministry of Culture, Tourism, all that. I think they also deal with the music charts and all that, so they're definitely a big part of the industry in Korea. So allegedly, Korea Music Content Association, or we'll call them KMCA, filed a complaint with 26 labels, this includes the big three, YG, SM, and JYP, against the Ministry of Defense, who are the ones who created the BTS law, the one that will allow BTS to push their enlistment date until they're 30. The BTS law allows singers who have a cultural merit badge to be allowed postponement. The complaints were something along the lines of this law being unfair and unrealistic, because this means only BTS will ever be allowed to have this postponement. The qualifications for getting a cultural merit badge is that they must be musicians for 15 years. The average age of musicians who get this award are at the age of 60. BTS was awarded this just because of their record breaking, but that record breaking is not common among the industry, and thus a lot of musicians don't even have a chance. The KMCA also continued to say that if idols want to even have a chance of receiving a cultural merit badge to meet the qualifications for postponement of the military service, the idol will need to have debuted at 13 and thus having 15 years of experience in the industry. And this doesn't mean that they will be guaranteed postponement or even get the badge. This just means they're eligible for the badge and eligible for the possibility of postponement. So I can see this as kind of unfair. The KMCA obviously wants to clarify that they don't want ridiculously low standards, but standards that are possible for most musicians. And I agree. It's hard enough to be a musician in general. If you're a musician that debuts at 23 or whatever, which is still very young, you only have 5 years before you have to go to the military. And all that momentum that was built up in 5 years goes in the garbage when they're in the military. And they never get the chance to do something bigger with their music. Now, I've seen some comments that were like, well, not everyone can be like BTS. This is true, but I was kind of hoping when the law passed for BTS, it would open doors for a lot of other idols, and that idols now have a chance at not enlisting in the military right at the peak of their career, and basically have career suicide. Like, it's not great. Often the people who come out of the military are tired and weak because it's the military, and also they stop music and go into hosting or acting, and it's like their music career could have been so much bigger. They weren't even given a chance to debut in America if they wanted to do that, and just overall, a lot of things change after the military. So I hope this gets looked into and more people talk about this, and hopefully these standards do change to help more idols out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check stuff out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you like to see over there. Link is in the top description down below. I also have a video over there that kind of talks about my experience being Asian in media. I would love it if you decide to check that out. It's on the front page and it's free. It also talks a little bit about how you can contribute back to this channel and all that, so make sure you check it out. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.